It's Madden NFL 22, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Steelers and the Broncos, and it's coming up next.
We find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. A moment ago, through a shower of pyrotechnics, it was the hometown Broncos taking the field as they get set to do battle with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And CD, you look at our quarterback matchup in this ball game, that's where the focus naturally gravitates. And I think we have a fairly interesting one here.
And I think that each quarterback wants to play this game with a faster tempo. They want to get the plays in quickly, get in and out of the huddle quickly, take just a few seconds at the line of scrimmage and survey the defense, and then attack. And I think that we'll see both offenses try to do that in this one.
And off we go from Denver. Returning from his end zone is Ray McCloud. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. So out come the Steelers now for their first drive. They'll be led by their quarterback in his third NFL season now, former Ohio State Buckeye Dwayne Haskins.
I read something prepping for this game that he said prior to, and I think he really said it a few months ago, where he talked about he wants to have the type of season that at the end, he's buying gifts for all the guys who helped him along the way. And I know that the team wants to hold him to that and really get into his wallet. But that's what good leadership gives you. You know, at the end of the season, because you've done a great job, QB, he's usually the guy who springs for the good stuff.
Well, there you go. This offense off to a strong start this afternoon.
Yeah, with a big run and a first down. That's putting what you practice into play. That's excellent execution to get things started.
First down, and they go back to Harris. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working, but how about his vision to see where the play was going, crashed down inside, and tackled him for a loss.
Second and 11. Now it's Haskins. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Well, we can talk about it like it's just a basic route, but how about the timing on this one? Lined up on the right, runs a deep in route, and how about the throw? Right on the money. Bam, puts it right in there and on his hands. Nice completion, really good pickup.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. On the give, this is Harris. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's do it.
Relatively small sample size, but that's his longest run of the first quarter. Bounced it out to the outside to make it successful.
And to get there, you actually need some help. It's not just your pure speed getting to the corner, making sure that the blocking is taken care of inside so the pursuit doesn't get you. And oftentimes, those wide receivers, tight ends that might be flexed out, they've got to control the edge and make sure no one from the outside can spill the play before he gets there.
Harris. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
Hey, keep it going, dog. Keep it going.
So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Now Haskins on first down. That's swung out wide to Harris. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be second down. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
On second down now, it's Harris. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here, because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Now Haskins. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Draymond Jones just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
After the sack on 1st down, Haskins going to throw deep for the end zone. Johnson the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
Not the desired outcome, but probably won't be the last time we see him take a shot downfield.
It's been a pretty long opening drive. This will be play number 11 coming up on 3rd down. Here's Haskins to throw. To the right side to Eric Ebron. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
And Boswell's kick is good. And the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. And Spencer will elect to not bring it out here. It's a touchback. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They'll be led by Teddy Bridgewater in his 8th season now in the NFL.
I've always loved Teddy Bridgewater. A lot of people have underrated him throughout his career. Remember, this is a guy who's battled back from a horrendous knee injury to find his way back as a starter in this league. More than capable right arm, tremendous leader. This guy knows how to make plays in the clutch.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now a first carry for Melvin Gordon. And maybe shades in the steel curtain here as the Steeler defense drops him behind the line again. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
I think Cameron Hayward's ability to take on blocks, hold the point of attack, and get upfield serves him very, very well. What a nice play there.
Yeah, he can take on blocks because he's built like a block. On 3rd down, Bridgewater. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Three 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football. On 4th down, Sam Martin is on to punt for the Broncos. Ray McCloud deep for Pittsburgh. So possession goes over here on the punt. Najee Harris and the Steeler offense set to go to work once again. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
He doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Draymond Jones able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Well, I think that time he just maybe held on to it a little too long, CD, because after a couple of seconds in this league, you know those defenders are coming.
And how many times do we talk about complementary football? And we're usually talking about, does the offense help the defense? Does the defense help the offense? I think in this case, does the quarterback help out his offensive line? You only have a certain amount of time to get rid of the football. They can only do so much. On this play, he took him to the limits.
And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. Looking to throw, Haskins. Able to hit his target, Claypool. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Well, that's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath by all means.
On 4th down, here's Presley Harvin on to punt. And Denver has Deontay Spencer deep to return. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
But you do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3
and
and
now
out.
they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. Second down and 7. On the delayed handoff, this is Gordon. Fights through him. And shutting him off, now open field. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
Partner, we've seen Melvin Gordon do it a variety of ways running the football. How about that last run? Had a little shake and bake to it there, didn't he?
He did.
Kind of reminded me of when he was at Wisconsin and what he did in Nebraska. His last year there, 408 yards in a single game. At that time, that was the NCAA rushing record, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then a week later, Samaje Perine broke his record with 427 yards against Kansas. So following the run by Gordon, here's 1st and 10. Bridgewater now. Man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll keep it on the ground. This time it's Gordon. Solid running on the carry, but still brought down just inside the 40. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. Here's Bridgewater. Throw to the right here to Gordon. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. So the completion good for just 3. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Now Brandon McManus for the Bronco field goal. From the right hash, this from 53. And McManus able to put it through. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime report.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
The Steelers ready to take over on offense. And they're coming off a 3 and out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Second and 2. Here's Haskins. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Out of the shotgun, Haskins. And that will be incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
The Steelers send out their punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. That's a 43-yard punt, aided as well by a loss on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Broncos going to go on offense now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to play, they may be looking to pick up some yardage here, maybe try and come up with a field goal to seize the lead before intermission. Bridgewater now looking to throw on first. His throw incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Here's Bridgewater. And this is going to be incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. And they'll run the end around here with Judy. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Denver. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. It'll be a 41-yard punt. Give them 5 on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here. 1st and 10. The Steelers taking over now late in this first half. And we're under a minute to go here in what's been an even first half, all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. Couple completions, you string them together. Could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
On 1st and 10, it's Haskins. Ebron with it over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Throwing now, Haskins on 1st down. Throw left side, going to be taken in by Harris. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30.
But they've certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. He was true on his first. This a tough one from 49 yards away. Boswell's kick is good. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. On the return is Spencer. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. The 40. 20. He will take this all the way. Touchdown, Broncos. On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And he's got it as the lead is now 10-6. So we're at halftime here in Denver with the Broncos leading this one. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome everyone to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First up, though, let's take a look at the next-gen stats from the first half for the Steelers. And I can imagine the halftime discussions are about how can we improve the running game. They have not had success so far, and it's reflected on the scoreboard. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they too didn't do a whole lot in terms of rushing efficiency in that first half, as you can tell by the numbers there.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. On the return is Spencer. And he'll get this just up past the 20, but a marker is down. Let's get the call. Well, that holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. With that field position after the return wasn't terrific. It's not a great starting field position as well.
They run it here with Gordon. And he'll be taken down at the 18. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. This is Gordon as they go to him again. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And he's got some space here. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 57 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They'll try to throw here now. Bridgewater. And his throw is incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
2nd and 10. They'll give it to Gordon out of the shotgun. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Throwing is Bridgewater. Sets up the screen to Gordon. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a first down.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Bridgewater to throw it. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Patrick. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Gordon on 1st down. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
From the 29, Bridgewater. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
That was a nice catch, but unable to stay in bounds. And remember, it wasn't a wide receiver who works on that all the time.
I was going to say, he likes to get the ball handed to him. Now, don't get me wrong, he's part of the passing game as well, but maybe a little out of his comfort zone there.
Yeah, he might want to have a few words to say to us about that later, but I am still going with you on that one. Wide receivers work on a little bit more.
And they'll get this down to the 10.
Let's go!
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
So another third down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal.
Check, 93's the mic, 93's the mic.
1st and goal, Melvin Gordon. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. Bridgewater. That's caught over the middle by Fant. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. Oh, look at this. A flip to the kicker. He's going to try to run for it. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And the Steeler D will celebrate the goal line stand. Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
And you can just see that whole play developing. That's where, as a defender, you just lock in on your target and say, I'm not even thinking about breaking stride. I'm running straight for the belt buckle because where it goes, that's where you find his body, and he was able to get in there and make a great play.
And according to Next Gen Stats, his top speed on that one, better than 20 miles an hour. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
And they will not have time to get another play in here as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. Thanks to that last play, a little more room to operate. 1st and 10 at the 18. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. The sack there by Bradley Chubb.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball on this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Now Haskins down around his goal line. And that'll be incomplete.
Well, that play was certainly a little bit different because on the previous play, he was sacked. This time, protection a lot better, had time to survey the field, and still couldn't find an open receiver.
The Steelers on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and a mile. They hand this off to Harris. And he's able to get this one up to the 8-yard line this time. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
The Steelers send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Nowadays, quarterbacks don't mind throwing into coverage because of the confidence they have in their receivers to come down with the ball. But sometimes you have to be careful you don't get too confident and throw an interception.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Bridgewater. Finding his big receiver Patrick over the middle. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. To throw, Bridgewater. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively a backbreaker. Bridgewater again. This is the tight end Fant. Busting through contact. Just wasn't a huge hole there for him to operate. Stopped just inside the 35-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup there.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And maybe shades in the steel curtain here as the Steeler defense drops him behind the line again. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. Throwing, Bridgewater. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Joe Schobert drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Denver. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
Haskins looking to throw on first down. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Haskins out of the gun. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Eric Ebron, the big tight end, is intended target, and it's 3rd down.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Here's Haskins to throw. Connecting with Johnson. And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24.
Let's go. Let's go.
We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Pass complete to Harris. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4. Throwing now is Haskins. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Now it's Haskins. He's got Claypool. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Boy, how do you let a guy get that wide open in the 2-minute drill?
There's absolutely no way that that's coached or taught. That's an absolute complete breakdown on that play.
First down now, but that clock rolling. Haskins to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens in bounds.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here we go with Haskins. Right side, Claypool's got it. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it, because he knows he's going through the briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through all that traffic and people wanting to put a little contact on it. Really well done.
And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. Down 4 late. Got to go for it here on 4th down. They run for it with Harris. And this doesn't end well at all as they stop him far behind the line to gain. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and it'll be a turnover on downs. Well, they were looking for a clutch play there on fourth, unable to come up with it.
How about that defense, though, huh? How about that D?
Yeah, momentum swing.
And, you know, I remember playing how much fourth downs were emphasized. You know, because, as you said, it's a momentum play. It's also a big test for you. You know, if people are going to go for it on fourth down, they believe you're not up to the challenge. You want to show them differently.
On first down, Gordon. And he stopped immediately there. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. The win for the Broncos seemingly assured. They go down to a knee. Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Denver. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. We focus our attention now on the Broncos defense. And they're just trying to keep him out of the end zone. Obviously, a field goal does no good in this situation. So what's the appropriate amount of pressure defensively, Charles?
I think he said a little more pressure than what is normal. If you normally want to send a 3-man rush, maybe you make it 4. If it's 4, maybe you make it 5. Anything to make sure that he can't just sit back there all day and find a target. And then you tell your secondary, play your normal coverage, and maybe an extra step or 2 back.
Yeah, be careful that nothing goes over the top. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Back to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball. So after all of this, it comes down to one final play.
And just think of what it's going to be, because from this distance, you've got to be prepared for everything. Hook and laterals, tip balls, you name it. A lot of laterals after a catch. Just got to be prepared, stay on your feet defensively, and tackle someone.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. One final shot for Haskins. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.